Good evening from Maui, my friends. It's Saturday evening here, about 7:30. This afternoon, I was one of the last volunteers to be leaving the War Memorial Gym, where so many of the survivors of the wildfires from Lahaina had been staying. Um, I was with a group. I'm guessing it's around 30 volunteers who were not associated with the Red Cross, and we were there providing the food, the meals, or serving the meals to the people who were staying there. I believe at one point there was over 400 people in that gym. When I started volunteering, I think it was down to 200 and some. So the only people left down there right now are the Red Cross, the management, and their volunteers. I would guess there is maybe 30 or so people from the Red Cross. And I believe the way it was working there, the Red Cross was interviewing all the people staying there and lining them up with a place to stay. And so obviously a tremendous job in however many days, less than a week, to place 400 people in a place to stay. I'd say it was a pretty good job. And then my understanding is that FEMA actually pays the money for these people to stay where they're staying. And the volunteers that I was part of were feeding the people and doing a few other things here and there. So no tears today. It was very happy to see the gym pretty much completely empty. I took a short video I wanted to show, but the Red Cross asked me not to do that, so I won't be able to show that. And I took a selfie with the lady who had been overseeing the food volunteers. She was ready to go home. She'd worked very hard for all these days. And anyway, it was great to be part of the group. I don't think I knew anybody's last name, and I don't think anybody knew each other before we got there, but everybody worked together really well. And it was just a good experience. I'm in a canoe club, and it turned out of the few of us that were handling the drinks for people, 3 of us were canoe paddlers. So shout out to the canoe community. It's a bunch of really good people. I had a chance yesterday, day before yesterday, can't remember, somebody who was on a team of medics that was going up to the west side near Lahaina invited me to come up with them. And my job was going to be to give people rides who had lost their IDs, who had lost their cell phones had been burned up, their wallets, purses had been burned up. And so they needed cell phones and they needed a driver's license and otherwise run errands. And I was going to be a driver for that. It turned out it didn't work out. The communications up there is still lacking. I don't know how it is today, but there's still not necessarily any good coverage for cell phones, or even if a lot of people don't have their cell phones. Anyway, that didn't work out, but I did drive past the area. You're not allowed to stop, which is the right thing to do. The police will come and give you some sort of ticket if you stop to look. Although when you come off the Lahaina bypass for about a mile there along the highway, you can see all the burnt out homes and businesses. Um, that didn't affect me as much. What really got me, as I mentioned on the last video, was when I first walked into the gym with the hundreds of survivors there. Um, that just got to me. So, um, but you get over it pretty quick and just do your job. And it was okay. Vivi and I are fine. It's interesting living here in Maui. It's just, I guess there's just not that many people. It's if you're in a small group of people, there's people that know people that you know. It's just that small population here. If you're around 3 or 4 people and you bring up somebody's name, somebody knows them. So even though I don't directly know anybody who lost their homes, as far as I know, I certainly know people who do know those people. And so it's affected us all. Maybe on the mainland you don't get, the local news here is just all over covering this story, and Vivian and I are sort of news junkies. We watch all of that. So we still tear up from time to time at home watching the news. Vivian used to work in Lahaina, right there near the banyan tree, which I expect you've seen on the news. A very famous place right across from the banyan tree. The Pioneer Inn was burned down. Vivian used to work there. So I think tomorrow morning I'll go to church. I'll go to a little Hawaiian church right down the hill. It's sort of kept me centered here in my old age, and maybe take the rest of the day off tomorrow. I notice maybe it's age, I don't know. It seems like stress seems to make me more tired than I used to remember when younger. After volunteering for a few hours or half a day, come home really exhausted, and I shouldn't be. I don't know. I guess it's just the anguish of it, or just being around people who have been so hurt. But so I'll be looking to do something next week. I don't know what, but there's certainly no shortage of things to do or ways to help around here. So again, love to all. Vivian and I send you our aloha, and everybody take care of themselves. Love you all. Bye.